Hello everyone and welcome back to another devlog for Elegon. This is the MMORPG that I'm solo developing, and this week I've got a little bit of a mashup of features and sort of bug fixes and things like that I've been working on. So I'm going to be talking about all of that today, and I'll just talk briefly as well about what I'm going to be working on next. So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into it. I've got my little list next to me here just because I don't want to miss anything. I probably will still miss some things that I've worked on. But yeah, if we just go through that. So the first one is I've actually spent a bit of time this past week just making sure that the combat, so the spell effects and whether or not your character has like their weapon in their hand, things like that, is all nicely synchronized between clients. So the idea is that when another player is online and if they're attacking an enemy, obviously other players should be able to see that cast, they should be able to see that projectile, and yeah, that's kind of what I've been working on this past week. So that change has actually gone live on the PTR now, so do feel free to test that, and if there are any issues that you're having, absolutely go ahead and report those on the user job board. But yeah, very happy about that. I think that just makes the whole game feel a lot more alive and I guess synchronized, right? And then just continuing on with the theme of sort of like online features. Another thing that I fixed is there was a bug that was happening where if you were like typing like too quickly, if I just test it here, like when one message would be like fading, and then if you were to send another one, sometimes it would keep those messages like appearing above your head. They wouldn't dismiss anymore. So that bug's been fixed now. When you send a new message, the previous message gets instantly removed from the chat bubble. So yeah, that was a fairly straightforward bug fix, but yeah, definitely one that was needed. One that I'm actually quite happy about as well is I spent a little bit of time working on the cloak shader here. So it probably looks quite similar to what it looked like before. There's a little bit of a difference on the texture. We've got a little bit of texture to it now. But more importantly, I've been spending more time on the actual physics of this this soft body cloak. So it should feel less like janky. Before it was quite like stretched at the top and things like that. A lot more of these top points are going to be like keeping their place now. Sometimes like the cloak would become like inverted if you would move too quickly and things like that. So yeah, it's kind of just been a bit of work trying to make it behave more like a cloak that's made out of fabric. So yeah, I'm quite happy with it. I think it looks a lot better than it did. And yeah, this is obviously like work that is going to be like helpful to so many different items and things like that in the game in the future, just as I get better at working with these soft body materials. So yeah, let me know what you think of that change, but I'm quite happy with that. And I actually did a little bit more work on shaders this past week as well. So you might have noticed already, the grass is a little bit different. So the grass is actually animated now. If any of you have watched some of my very early devlogs on this project, you'll know that I think on one of them I did talk about animating grass. And then I actually took that away because I wasn't happy with it, and now I'm introducing it again. So grass is animated, and I am happy with this implementation. It's very performant. We're not having any sort of like effect on frame rate, and also a nice thing that it does is as you move through it, it will deform under your feet. So I think that just kind of, it's just another little thing that makes you feel part of the world, you know. The world is like reacting to you in it. So yeah, I really like this grass. I just love the way that it looks, and it makes everything feel a lot more alive. I didn't make it so like when enemies and other creatures walk through it, I didn't make it deform, simply just because I think I care more about the performance than having that. And if an enemy is like quite far away, you're not even going to see the deformity anyway. But obviously I did want it for the actual player there. Now that might be something that I like toggle, or I make it an option in the settings menu in the future to have like other entities deforming the grass, but for now it's just the player. But yeah, very happy with the way it turned out, and this is very customizable as well, so in the future I am sort of like playing around with the idea of adding weather effects. So if the weather is like more stormy, for example, I can just change some values very easily in my editor, and this grass will behave a lot differently. It will be blowing around a lot more and things like that. So right now, you know, we're just in the starting area. We're kind of like enclosed in here, so nice calm grass. But yeah, that's the update about the the grass there and the cloak. So that's kind of the work I've been doing on the shaders. Another thing that I added actually was something that I briefly mentioned in the last devlog, which is kind of working on some internal tooling for managing entities. So all of these entities that you see in the world, I kind of had an internal solution for this before, but now I've really kind of like built out a tool that I'm very happy with that I can just use in engine, and it allows me to sort of go through and pick spawn points for enemies. I've got prefabs for different types of enemies, and then I've obviously got a more generic prefab for if I just want to make a custom enemy. And yeah, it gives me a lot more control over like the behavior of the enemies and how different enemies, you know, different enemies will have different healths and things like that, and reward different amounts of XP. And yeah, it just gives me a lot more control over like fleshing the world out with having more entities. So this is like the first of many internal tools that I'm going to have. I'm going to create another tool where I can sort of like build out quest chains and add items to the game. For now, that's still a very manual process, but yeah, that's coming in the near future, because obviously there's going to be a lot of content in this game, so I don't want to be doing that manually. And then I guess the next thing I want to talk about is yeah, maybe you've noticed already, is where is the player and target frames? We don't have them on the screen anymore. So yeah, that's something that I've been kind of playing around with. So if I target an enemy, they will appear. And the idea behind this is I didn't want to clutter the screen too much with things that don't need to be there, right? So if I click away, it'll stay for a second and then it will just go away, right? And I kind of got inspired by this actually when I was just using my phone, right? So if you guys are using one of the iPhones with the dynamic island, you'll notice it kind of just like goes away when you don't need it, right? And then it comes there when you do want it. So that was kind of the inspiration behind that. I guess you could call it like dynamic player frame. But yeah, so when you have a target, it will be visible. When you don't, it will stay and then it will go away. It's also a little bit more smart than that as well, because it will kind of stay up if you're not on full health, if you're not on full power either, it will also stay up. So it will kind of be visible when you want it to be visible, and it will go away when you don't need it anymore. So yeah, I'd definitely be interested to hear what you guys think about that, because I don't think this is super common in the MMORPG genre. But it's something that I, since implementing, I've actually been really liking it. Like, I haven't felt like, oh, I wish I could see my player frame 100% of the time. But yeah, do let me know what you guys think of that, and yeah, I can always adjust it and make changes. Maybe in the future, again, maybe this becomes an option in the settings menu to where people can just have it permanently visible. But for now, yeah, I'm very happy with that. And oh yeah, I actually didn't have this on my list, but I do want to cover it a little bit in this video. Over here in the starting area, we've actually got our first boss for the game. So I'm not going to give away too much, but yeah, this boss is just kind of up here, and it's kind of tuned to take sort of 2 to 3 players, maybe 4 players to kill it comfortably. Now this boss does have a unique loot table as well, so that's something cool that I've been able to play around with. And yeah, do feel free to hop on the PTR and give that a go. Obviously very early days, so this boss is very simple, very basic, but it should give us an idea of, you know, what this group content looks like. And yeah, it's just cool to have some more difficult enemies in the world. I guess I can come over and give you a bit of a sneak peek. I'll probably have a video up of some gameplay for this boss, but yeah, you can see in the background there we have a named boss. So yeah, this is obviously a level 20 boss, and yeah, they've got a lot of health, so definitely going to want to be not soloing that one. But yeah, I think that's everything for this video. Sorry, it's been a bit of a mashup. It's been a bit of yeah, it hasn't been like a clear focus for this past week, just because there's been so many different things that I've needed to work on. But hopefully you guys are enjoying watching the progress. I do want to say a massive thank you to our new Patreon. So thank you to Otang for joining on the Epic tier. That's really, really kind of you, so thank you so much. Really appreciate that. And as always, thank you to all of my supporters on Patreon. It really, really makes a big difference to me, so I really do appreciate that. But yeah, I think that's going to be everything for this video. Now, coming up next, I think it's honestly going to be a case of just adding more content to the game. So think more quests, more items, more different variation in quests as well, right? I want to have different types of quests and quest objectives. So yeah, look out for all of that coming soon. And yeah, I think that's going to be it for now. So as always, thank you so much for watching, everyone. I really, really do appreciate all of you. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.